Kendo techniques are basically classified into offensive moves, shikakewaza, and defensive moves with counter-attacks, ojiwaza. Let's study datotsu and shikakewaza based on the correct posture, stroke, footwork, interval and timing covered in the previous video. It's essential to first master the right way of striking your opponent and receiving his blows. The targets of datotsu are men, kote and do. The throat or nodo is the target of tsuki. Let's study how to strike each target. Take the men first. Shomen is the top and front. Other targets are hidari men, above the left temple, and migi men, above the right temple. The kote is usually struck on the kote buton, the mitt of the right hand. However, if your opponent adopts an irregular posture, his hidari kote, or left wrist, can also be struck. Striking at the do. The targets are migi do, the right side of the body, and hidari do, the left side of the body. Tsuki, the thrust. Here the target is the throat or nodo. The datotsubu is the top third of the shinai, away from the tsuru. Practice wooden swords called bokuto are used for uchigomi geiko, or striking exercises. Never actually strike anyone or anything with the bokuto. It's particularly important for beginners to use bokuto to practice striking by simulating the exact points of the targets on the men, kote and do. Shomen uchi, or the frontal strike. With your right leg leading, move forward with suriashi, swing the shinai in a large arc, and make an accurate strike. Hidari men and migi men are similar movements. One of the most common techniques today is shomen uchi using fumikomi-ashi. Master the feeling and timing so you can strike the moment your right foot touches the floor. This will enable you to synchronize your determination to strike, your body movements and the sword. This synchronization is called kiken taichi. Here are some common beginner's mistakes. The left leg is way up in the air. Here the right leg is too high, and the left leg is raised after striking. This time, the left leg is twisted and drags along the floor. The correct way is to bring the left foot sharply down and draw it up to your right heel. Always be mentally and physically prepared after attacking to cope with any counterattack. This preparedness is called zanshin. Assume the required posture to respond to any counterattack. When striking the kote, aim for the kote buton of the right hand, the mitt. Striking the fist of your opponent does not count as datotsu. When striking the do, aim the blade of your shinai in the correct direction. Strike migi do by stepping in. Your left fist and the kensen should remain at waist height. When performing tsuki, thrust at your opponent's throat by stepping forward from your right leg, while squeezing both fists inward and extending your arms out straight. Right after your thrust, draw back your shinai and assume chudan no kamae with zanshin, preparedness to respond to a counterattack from your opponent. It's broadly accepted that the tsuki technique should be taught to juveniles and beginners as late as possible, so as to place a higher priority on development of other techniques and on safety. You should consider this when you instruct other people. Kirikaishi helps develop the right posture, stroke, footwork, interval and timing, as well as breathing. You'll also be able to build a strong body and spirit. Eventually, you'll achieve kikentai ichi no datotsu, full synchronization of movement when striking. No matter how good your striking technique, datotsu without zanshin doesn't count. It's therefore important to instruct beginners to assume zanshin when practicing fundamental strokes. Kendo is vigorous hand-to-hand combat with offensive and defensive moves. Combat techniques are classified as shikakewaza, attacking moves, or ojiwaza, parry and counterattack. You've seen the correct ways of striking. It's essential to practice these waza using large movements to learn the correct manner of performing them. It should also be remembered that practice to improve your fundamental skills greatly enhances the development and improvement of the required techniques. Kendo instructions emphasize the importance of always taking the initiative for the attack. Practitioners of Kendo must thus try to develop their techniques and train their spirit for aggressive attack. Again, it's extremely important to practice Kendo techniques with particular emphasis on aggressive, offensive techniques, no matter how hard they may be.